So here's my quick tutorial on how to use the conference room display with your computer. There are two things you need to focus on in the room. One's a tabletop pocket and the other is a control panel on the desk to the side. Those are what you're going to use to set up this system. So on the display panel, you'll have to wake it up by tapping it, but then just touch the on button and wait. You'll see it'll say the TV is busy. That means that the TV is starting up. A lot of people think it's not working, but you just have to give it a little bit of time as the system starts and powers up the TV. So that's all you need to worry about to start the system. Eventually your screen looks like this with an HDMI 1 no sync signal. So from there, you go to the table pocket and you have to push down on the table pocket and it will pop open and you will be able to see the HDMI port that you'll need. The HDMI port is just one way to hook up to the television, and it's probably all you'll need right now just to show your computer screen. There is a pocket on the other side that you can use for Zoom meetings and Zoom calls, but I'll show you that towards the end. So now that you have the HDMI port exposed, you can plug in an HDMI cable. It won't fit into your computer because you're going to need an adapter. So you'll have to find an adapter or bring one for your room. Or if you forgot to bring an HDMI cable and adapter, if you look behind you in the cabinet, there are some supplies you can use. Just push in on the door, it will pop open, and you'll see a little carton of cables and adapters. Feel free to use them, just put them back when you're done. So once you have your HDMI cable, all you'll need now is your adapter, and then you can hook up your computer. You're pretty much done now because you should be able to see on the screen uh, your whatever's displaying on your laptop will now be on the display. And you have set it up correctly. So that's how you set it up for just showing your screen. But there's another cool feature where you can use this system for Zoom and Google Meets and FaceTime. Uh, and you don't have to use your computer. So you know how to hook up your computer already with HDMI, but to use it for Zoom and Google Meet meetings online, all you need to do is add the USB cable that's in the pocket on the other side. Now, when you hook in this USB pocket, you'll be using this Polygon system of camera, speaker, and microphone. Um, and it will take over your Zoom calls for you or your Google Meet calls. So all you'll do is pop open the pocket and carefully pull out the USB cable and just plug the USB cable into your laptop. And when you do that, the Polygon system will wake up and your computer will recognize it. So here's an example of a Zoom call. What you'd want to do is before you make your call, go into the preferences of Zoom or FaceTime or Google Meet and make sure that for video, it's using the Polygon system and not your computer camera. So right now you can see it's the Polygon camera. And then for audio, make sure it's Polycom also and not your internal speaker and microphone of the computer. So now when you start a call in Zoom or Google Meet or FaceTime, the system underneath the television will take over. And it will be the system that you can use for your webinars and teleconference calls. So you can see now it's not the camera of the computer that's picking me up, but it's the camera and the microphone and the speaker of the Polycom system I'm using. Just remember that that's where you should be staring when you're talking to somebody. Don't look at them in the screen because then they're going to see you looking up above them. So stare into that camera when you're making calls on this system. And that's about it. When you're done, just click off on the display and put all the cables away. And that's how you use the conference room display system.